Siberius, and we about to get serious. It's the real Siberius, making fanboys furious.
Hello, YouTube, and welcome to The Real Siberius. On this episode, I want to talk about LeBron has had 4 Hall of Fame careers. Apparently. I want to start off by apologizing to all of you for the 3 minutes of idiocy I'm about to inflict upon you, but it's hard for me to make my points without it. So let's check out this clip, and then let's talk about it.
First of all, he has 4 rings, right? However many gold medals and all the records in the NBA. So I don't know what ring chasing does for him in this regard. Like if you're saying he's ring chasing with a negative connotation, there's nothing else. LeBron has had 1, 2, 3, 4. He's had 4 careers in one, right? So if you just take his first 7 years in Cleveland, he's arguably a Hall of Famer. 7 years, first 7 years.
Sure.
If you take the 4 years in Miami and the 4 years if you just take the 4 years in Miami, he's also a Hall of Famer.
I agree. Although
Okay.
not technically because you need more years, but yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
body of
yeah,
work,
yeah.
he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Then if you take the 4 years in Cleveland, he's a Hall of Famer again, right? And if you take the 8 years in L.A., he's also a Hall of Famer because in his 8 years in L.A., he has won championship, went to Western Conference Finals, had some good seasons, whatever, but has the same as many championships as Giannis, as Joker, as Shea, as Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown,
And
as
spent roughly the same number of years as the best player in the game as them,
Right.
even in L.A.
So I think, you see peers, they have a list and they may leave them off purposely because for whatever reason, and that's just their opinion.
What list?
Top 5, like their all-time list. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I do agree with that. Like you can't get mad at somebody for having their opinion.
I disagree.
So-
It should just be whatever I say.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, you're talking about top 5 players of all time. If that's
No,
their, that's their,
there's no real list that doesn't have LeBron in the top
we
5.
understand that, but it's still their opinion. No problem. But then you get to a whole nother space. So
There's
when you talk
no
about,
real list I'm trying to think, could you possibly put together a list
in no position
that
the top
doesn't
5
have
ever.
LeBron
No.
in the top 3?
No, I don't see it.
I don't not if you want to be taken seriously.
Yeah,
not
I
if
mean,
you
look,
want to be taken.
whatever.
You can't.
That's why you
You
can't-
could say, "Oh, Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain," but if you want to be taken seriously, you can't have LeBron not in the top.
But that's
3.
why you can't take it serious, which I don't. The other thing is, I would say in terms of ring chasing. Now, getting back to the ring chasing piece of it, I just try to identify what do you mean by that? Because if you're punishing him or critiquing him for wanting to be competitive and having a real chance of winning, then that actually says a lot about you. Because what else you supposed to do, right? The man's he's playing on a minimum contract.
So Rich Paul starts off by talking about ring chasing and how LeBron has 4 rings, which to him apparently means anything he does going forward exonerates him from being considered a ring chaser. I also heard the same stupid take from someone named Rachel. I don't know. I can't remember her name because I couldn't be bothered to remember because her takes were so fucking stupid. I find it very interesting that sports media completely fails to grasp what actually makes someone the greatest of all time. They themselves boil it down to rings, and then in the same breath will say ring culture is toxic. And they only say this because it doesn't fit the narrative. The narrative being that LeBron is the greatest of all time. Paul then goes on to say that LeBron had 4 Hall of Fame careers. And for some reason, he had a very difficult time counting how many teams LeBron has been on. Now, this is just insane for so many reasons, but for fun, let's break down why he hasn't had even 1 Hall of Fame career. First stint in Cleveland, The fact that you have to mention it's the first time he played for a team should negate him having a Hall of Fame career. 7 years in Cleveland, 0 championships, swept in the finals. How the fuck is that a Hall of Fame career? And then he bails on them for a super team. Talk about a weak ass move. I also never understood why Dwayne Wade would call LeBron to team up. LeBron proved in Cleveland he couldn't get it done and got swept the only time he made it to the finals. Clearly, D Wade is a fucking idiot, and he paid the price for his stupidity. He may have won 2 more rings with Miami, but no one respects them. And LeBron promised you 8, so he still owes you 6. So he jumps ship for cheap rings because he knew himself he couldn't get it done without serious help. Remember, he played with Carlos Boozer, who averaged more points per game than Pippen did for his career. If the lie about him making his teammates better was actually real, maybe he could have developed a Boozer like Jordan developed Pippen. Off to Miami. Bailing on the team that drafted you to build a super team immediately eliminates you from any all-time great status or Hall of Fame career, especially when you have a huge event glorifying yourselves and LeBron promises 8 rings. He didn't even just throw it out. He doubled down on it and said he wasn't blowing smoke. He was serious. So they can try to dismiss it all as fucking fun and games now. He meant that shit and he doubled down. They start off with 2011, the most historic bed shitting in NBA history. LeBron got cooked by JJ Brea and his elite defense got shown up by Jason fucking Terry. How the fuck did Miami win 2 games with LeBron on the court? I don't know. They somehow managed to win 2 back-to-backs, one completely in thanks to Bosh and Allen, and then get gentlemen swept by the Spurs in 2014. I'm waiting for the Hall of Fame career to present itself. We're up to 2014, still waiting. All right, so his second bail and back to Cleveland. After helping the Heat shit the bed 2 times in 4 years, LeBron takes his sorry ass to ride the coattails of Kyrie and Kevin Love. Another super team, but not a lot of super success. In the end, Kyrie saves the day and gets LeBron his 3rd super team ring. I'm still waiting for the Hall of Fame career to begin, but at this point, we're 16 years into his career. A lot of hurry up and wait when it comes to LeBron. So he bled Cleveland dry, destroyed multiple careers in his wake, and titled himself the GOAT. But, like all GOATs do, when things get tough, he jumped ship for the 3rd fucking time. Once because he couldn't win, once because of milk and cookies, and again because he couldn't win. Off to the Lakers. I think people forget. When LeBron came to the Lakers, he didn't just start winning. They were sub 500 until AD showed up. They sailed to 42 wins after the bubble chip, and then an astonishing 33 wins the year after that. However, they did win an in-season tournament, so there is that. In the years following the Cup, they did nothing of note. And in the end of his time in LA, he caps it off with a sweep. Again, still waiting for the Hall of Fame career to present itself. All I'm seeing is that with the deck stacked completely in his favor, or with elite talent that makes up for his many shortcomings, he doesn't produce shit except losses and turnovers. The end of the video is them saying there can be no all-time great list that can be taken seriously that doesn't include LeBron in the top 3. Well, I'll tell you what, let's name all the other all-time greats that team hopped, built super teams, flopped, whine, throw tantrums, get more free throws than anyone else and by a huge margin, travels, carries, commits ludicrous amounts of offensive fouls, yells at refs, grabs refs, is accused of using PEDs, leads the league all time in turnovers, missed shots, final game losses, air balls, missed free throws in the finals, 0 for 7 for game winning shots in the finals. I could go on but won't. So at this point, we're going into his 23rd year, still waiting for the Hall of Fame career. We're 23 years in. Where the fuck is it? Without cheating or stacking the deck, you've done fucking nothing. The last thing I want to mention that excludes LeBron from ever being a great or ranked amongst the greats is that you can't talk about his career without making excuses. But, woulda, coulda, shoulda. You cannot tell the NBA story of LeBron without embarrassment, without cheating, without collusion. Get the fuck out of here with this greatness and any Hall of Fame career. The thing that I found so funny about Kellerman and Paul talking about no list can be taken seriously. Do you fuckers realize that no one takes you seriously? You are the butt of the joke. LeBron is the butt of the joke. What the fuck are you people talking about? With the exception of cuckboys, nobody respects this shit. With the exception of the people that are paid by Clutch Sports to utter this nonsense, no one is fucking impressed. When you cheat the game, you can't be ranked amongst those that didn't. There is a fucking standard. Just because you've lowered the bars so low or moved the goalposts so close, it doesn't change the reality. To real basketball fans, he's a fucking joke. His career has been a fucking joke. To you in the quote-unquote sports entertainment industry, sure, you fucking idiots can think whatever you want, but we don't respect you. I keep waiting for them to shut the fuck up about LeBron so I can shut up about him. I'm still waiting. Every fucking day I find something new that one of these idiots is saying that I just can't let stand. Anyway, that's the end of the video. If you made it to the end, I certainly appreciate it. As always, I do want to give a shout out to the content creators that continue to inspire me to do this. Uncommon Sense, Angry Old Hoops, Self-Researched NBA Facts, Sports and Fitness Rants, Uncut Hoops, Beam Engine, In Your Face Hoops, Eddie TV, Kings Bates Row, Geloso Nation, Ring Culture, The Basketball Show. I always appreciate your guys' takes, your perspectives, and your humor, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.